Hello friends, welcome to my video. Today we're going to discuss about cloud storage journey. We're going to have a deep dive discussion on Azure and AWS cloud storage solution. Let's get started. So agenda for today's discussion is introduction, available storage solution in cloud, storage comparison, enterprise file storage solution. Let's deep dive on the introduction. So in cloud storage is a cloud computing model help to store data on the internet through a cloud computing provider, AWS and Azure, who manages and operate data storage as a service. Cloud storage delivers on demand with just-in-time capacity, cost, and eliminate buying and managing your own data storage infrastructure. Cloud storage provides a set of highly scalable, secure, performant, and cost-effective foundation to run business application. In simple terms, cloud provider manage your storage hardware or infra layer of it, and then you buy a storage that you're going to consume, and based on your consumption, you are paying the cost to cloud provider. Let's deep dive on the available storage solution at cloud provider, in this case Azure and AWS. So in Azure, we have a blob storage. It stores any type of text and binary data such as document, media file, or application installer. It set blob storage for private access or share content publicly to internet. So this is like you can set access and network restriction based on your need. Blob storage serves the same purpose as both AWS S3 bucket and EBS. Let's talk about the AWS 2 services. Simple storage service, which means as S3, is provide basic object storage that makes available through an internet accessible API. Elastic Block Storage (EBS) is a block level storage intended for access by a single VM. As I said, these two services are combined and offered by Azure Block Storage. Let's have a deep dive discussion on the table storage. And these two services are very important in Azure. And I think many different corporate and different solutions is using these two services to automate their different solutions. Let's have a discussion about the table storage. It stores structured data set. Table storage is a NoSQL key attribute data storage store that allow for rapid development and fast access to large quantity of data, similar to AWS, SimpleDB, and DynamoDB service. So how it work in the practical scenario table storage? So for example, if you are automating a solution using Azure function and you want to store the output of your execution, you can use table storage. And then you store your structured data, and this consider to be your metadata of output. Let's talk about the queue storage. So queue storage provide messaging for workflow processing and for communication between component of cloud services. As I given the example about the Azure function, let's talk about the same service. If you want to have a solution where you want to build a queue and you want to process a queue based on the sequence, then you can use the queue storage. You can post your different data or like a sequence of item in the queue storage, and function will execute based on the queue, and then it's going to provide the output to table storage for a future reference. Let's talk about the Elastic File System (EFS). File storage meant for use as a shared storage for up to 1,000 of EC2 instance, like it's a file service. Let's have a storage comparison between the Azure and AWS. Blob storage, we just talk about this. So in Azure, it's a blob storage, and in AWS, it's a simple storage service, which is known as S3. Description, it provide the object-based storage solution. It uses case it is a use case including cloud application, content distribution, backup, archiving, disaster recovery, and big data analytics. Second offering in Azure is managed disk, and in AWS is known as EBS, Elastic Block Storage. The description of this, the virtual server disk, and it used for connecting a disk to a virtual machine, which provide the SSD storage optimized for IO intensive read write operations for use of high performance Azure virtual machine storage, or you can say like AWS virtual machine storage. Let's deep dive on the third offering, files and elastic file system. This is known for a shared file. It provides a simple interface to create and configure a file system quickly and share common files. Can be used with traditional protocol that access files over the internet network. As I'm recording this video, so Microsoft has the SMB file share, and they're also working with the EFS, which is on a preview. Let's continue with the discussion. So in Azure, let's talk about the archiving and backup offering. So Azure has storage cool tier, storage archiving access tier, and backup. In reference to this, in AWS, they have a S3 infrequent access, which is known as IA, S3 Glacier, and backup. Let's deep dive. So cool storage is the lowest cost tier for storing data that is infrequently accessed and long-lived. Archiving storage that has the lowest storage cost and higher data retrieval cost compared to hot and cold storage. Backup and recover file and folder from the cloud and provide offsite protection against the data loss. Let's talk deep dive on the second section, which is the bulk data transfer. So in Azure, we have a import, export, and data box. And in AWS, we have a import, export disk, and import, export Snowball, Snowball Edge, Snowmobile. And the purpose of this, a data transport solution that uses a secure disk and appliance to transfer large amount of data, also offer a data protection during the transit. So this import export and import export disk, this is something when you use when you want to do a lift and shift, and you have a lots of application where you want to lots of application via which you want to shift to respect to cloud provider without using a network. Then you have a second one is the petadata to exabyte scale data transport solution that uses secure data storage service to transfer a large amount of data uh, to and from Azure. So like even if you go with the AWS, so it's the same service. So data box is provide when you have a more than petadata to exabyte solution, which is not like recommended to do via network transfer. You can use their offline service and they will help you to transfer this data to respective cloud. The third offering is this is reference to the hybrid storage. They have a storage simple in Azure and file sync, and in AWS, storage gateway and data sync. What storage simple and storage gateway provide? It integrate on-premises IT environment with cloud storage, automate data management and storage, plus support disaster recovery. Azure file can be deployed in main way by directly mounting and serverless Azure file share by catching Azure file share on premises using Azure file sync. And I think the definition I have taken from the Azure, but it's the same service and same functionality in both. When you use a data sync, it is provided the same as file sync in Azure. Let's talk about the enterprise file storage solution. And here I'm primarily talking about the NetApp, which is very much known service for enterprise file storage solution. So what NetApp offers? So NetApp offer cloud scale enterprise storage solution that support mission critical hybrid and cloud native workload. Run both Linux, which is use NFS protocol, and in Windows it use SMB protocol applications natively across the hybrid cloud without redesigning your code, your process, and your teams. Which means like whatever the service you are using. Whatever the storage solution you use at on-prem, they ideally been using NFS, SMB, or CIFS as a protocol, and you can use the same using a NetApp without without redesigning your entire solution. This is like very known as when when you are starting to consume the cloud service. The primary use case of this method is workload migration, optimization, and modernization. So in workload migration, uh, when you migrate your workload to the cloud, you need to do the data management, you need to have a managed file services, you need to do the final take, and then you need to have a some solution which automate your data uh, archival or something which you want to consume in the cloud to avoid the cost. In the optimization, it provide NetApp offer you a centralized management of the data solution. You can have a cloud volume edge cache. It provide you the performance benchmark, so you can see like how your data is being consumed in the cloud. And in the modernization, as the it is a like well-known offering in both the cloud and it has an enterprise file storage solution. It also support all the modernized service like the AKS, EKS. It support the virtual desktop, any container services which help you to automate container infrastructure and another. So this is very known service in both the cloud. That's all for today's. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching.